This is
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband. Yay! So today we are here in the beautiful city, the ruins, the old city, I guess, of Ayutthaya here in Thailand. And I think it's a perfect spot because it's such a pensive place. It's quiet, the birds are chirping, and there's just a very kind of thoughtful internal dialogue thing going on here to do some of our random thoughts, things that have come up while we've been on our Hermes capades here in Thailand, and just, thoughts that come up. We don't really have a place to put them in any of the videos, but they kind of came up randomly and we thought they're important, and we love to share them with you as well. Now, before we get to those thoughts, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes milieu, if you like the Hermes conversation, and if you like the bag candy, and we're gonna have lots of bag candy for you, don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel to grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because you get notifications when our long videos come out, when our short videos come out, and kind of all the videos we got in between, as well as all the stuff we got on the socials, on Instagram, as well as the YouTube at the Handbag Husband. We got new Hermes content coming out every single week. All right, let's get to some of those random thoughts. One of the main random thoughts, and I think it runs through the entirety of this trip so far. We still have Hong Kong, which I think it'll be to a lesser degree, is the experience with Hermes as a foreigner, or just, I guess, Thailand overall, but how that translated into Hermes as a foreigner. I mean, does it feel different? Do you feel foreign when you come to there? Do you feel foreign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
humidity.
Yes, aside from the 90% humidity.
I mean, beside, I guess, MS aside, right?
Yeah.
The alphabets are different.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to Europe, and I mean, I know they speak Italian, they speak French, they speak
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
At least the alphabet looks the same,
Yeah.
or similar. You can say my
Yeah.
guess the word, but
Yeah.
over here, squiggle.
Squiggles. Just
Squiggle.
squiggly lines.
Yeah. So that's one.
Yeah.
And I think the tonation, like you need to guess if the tone up or tone down means something.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah. Or even some of the body language. It's hard to read the body language, right? Because
Correct,
you're like, I don't
correct.
really know what this movement means,
Correct,
right?
correct.
I think the other thing is that for me, it really feels like I have one arm tied behind my back, right?
Makes
Because
sense.
a lot of those key tools that you have when you're interacting with your Hermes SA at the
Yes,
boutique,
yeah.
you don't have those, right?
Yeah.
You got to stick to good and bad, essentially, or I like or I don't like.
Yeah.
You don't really have do you have something in a color that is slightly larger and has a vibe like this? You just don't have that. You don't have those utilities. And so you really kind of have to work out what is the way to interact and explain, and also kind of convince these SAs that you are someone worth doing business with, essentially, right?
Yeah.
You're worth, not business, but interacting and building a relationship with. And we actually got I feel like we were relatively successful at that here because, we had a lot of those, let's build a relationship vibe from some of our SAs. But I think that's the biggest one, is one, not understanding the culture. In Europe, I don't understand the culture 100%, but I understand it maybe 70%.
Sure.
Here, I understand it 30%. Right?
History 101.
Yeah. My cultural and emotional knowledge in Thailand is so low. So I like it. I think it's interesting. I like it feels kind of cultured, and like getting outside your comfort zone is amazing, right?
Sure.
But I think that there's definitely some consideration and frustration that would go along with that. Yeah. All right, next up is kind of a random thought that we had as we are here in Thailand practicing for the Sweat Olympics. Oh. Is really about a local preference. So we talked to the SA, and they had discussed with us that really people are not interested in any way, shape, or form in the box named after Joseph Box and the Barenia types of leather named after Kevin Barenia. Just kidding. That was not true. Joseph Box is true though. So I thought it was very interesting that it's almost an anathema to us because we both love Box and Barenia. Those are our preferred leathers. But I guess it's not that popular here. Did she say why it was not that popular?
It's not resistant. It's not scratch resistant. Because being me, like I'm kind of like, oh, my bag, my baby.
Yeah.
I can't see the reason why like Asian will be more. They don't want to not
They want to
ruin
keep
the
it
bag.
pristine.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can see that side of
Yeah.
it for sure, 100%.
Okay, I get that. And that's completely different from at least my side, where
Sure.
you know, and oftentimes berate me for it because I'm so abusive on my stuff, right?
I'm
Of
like,
on my
be
stuff.
careful, like, oh, be careful, be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's mainly when
All
I'm
the same.
handling your stuff.
Yes, definitely, yes.
It's just we have a different mindset. I like my stuff to be roughed up and to be used and to be worn and to get weird things. I mean, I don't want to be damaged. That's a different story, right?
Understand.
But I like it to be used. That's what makes it mine in my mindset. So,
Sure.
so it's hard for me to see like why wouldn't you want that? And I can understand why they wouldn't, right?
Or maybe it's just because they don't get many of it in.
So I thought that was interesting, and actually, it's kind of similar to what our essay in Italy had told us too, right? She said that.
No, it was Zev.
Oh, in Sev, that's right, in Sev.
Yeah, in Zev.
We're like,
yeah.
oh, because they offered us the Kelly Depeche in box, right? Saka
Kelly-
Depeche, the Kelly Saka Depeche
Yeah.
in box.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked nice. Oh, so tempting. Anyways, those were bags from long ago. All right, so next one is one that obviously comes up as we travel around.
Like right now.
Basically, it's the random that's not so random because it seems to always come up.
Yeah.
Especially as we go to more and more different countries and different Hermes arenas as we can think about them. Is which one is the easiest one, the USA, Europe, or Thailand, or Bangkok, or Asia, I guess, to get a Quota bag? What do you think?
Probably your home store.
I actually think that our home store, our Topanga boutique, is the most difficult so far, right? Because we've been able to do all right in Europe, in multiple places actually in Europe, in France, in Italy, and that's about it so far. In Thailand, we have not had a lot of success with Quota bags so far, but I think that if we pursued it, there's a very good percentage likelihood that we
I
get
think so.
it in a short term.
Yeah.
So that leaves the U.S. where things are still sort of uncertain, right?
Yeah.
We are at more than a 1-to-1 spend. We're quite close, or maybe even pretty close at this point, to a 2-to-1 spend. And we still have not really had any inklings of, hey, you know, just kind of keep it up, you're almost there. right?
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any of that. So, you know, from the experience we've had here, from the experience we've had in Europe, I think that I feel like the U.S. might be the most difficult. I think that might be on purpose, right? I feel like in some ways, Hermes prefers to make it as difficult as possible. And we've seen in some of the comments people saying they got 4-to-1, 5-to-1 spends at the moment, and they still have never been offered a Quota bag in LA. So yeah, my feeling is that it's designed that way, and perhaps
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I'm still hoping
Yeah.
for a bag from Topanga this year.
yeah,
I'm still hoping for it.
yeah. But so far, it seems like our home store is the most difficult, which really does show that where you
Which
are.
doesn't make sense because
Yeah.
they always say, "Oh, go back to your home
Yeah,
store."
they always go back to
you
your
would
home
want
store,
to shop
yeah,
at your home
yeah.
store, but I'm like,
No, you don't want to shop at our home store.
Maybe, I
or
don't
maybe
know.
we'll see, right?
We'll
if we
see,
can keep
we'll
it, If
see.
we can keep it around 2-to-1, then okay, reasonable. But if it starts getting to 3-to-1, 5-to-1, dude, like, yeah. So far, I still think our home store, USA, is probably the most difficult thus far. This next one is one that is pretty interesting to us, and we've noticed it throughout the entirety of the trip
And I like
so
it.
far. I like it. So there's an interesting contrast between the fact that when you go to the boutiques, they have no Quota bags
Yes.
available on the store. They have no bags available. They say nothing's available, et cetera, et cetera. But walking around the city, especially around the Hermes boutiques and kind of, at the
The city
hotel,
center,
especially the
sure.
hotel, right?
Yeah.
There are bag candies aplenty.
Everywhere.
It is a cornucopia
Everywhere.
of bag candies. It looks like a Quota bag convention, right? You're like, I don't know what the heck's going on here, but it's like Birkin, Kelly, Constance, Birkin, Kelly, Constance, all over the place. You get exotic, you get touch, you get some of the.
I think last night we saw a pochette, the Kelly pochette.
Yeah, you see some pochettes. So you see, you don't see a large diversity of them. So no one's rocking the Desiree. No one's rocking,
The doll.
the dolls. They're not wearing those. But like standard, I wouldn't call them basic, but like
The top hit.
The top, yeah,
What's that called?
the bags that are the most popular, they
Yeah.
are the most popular here, and you
Yes.
see them everywhere.
Yes.
You see them everywhere. People, again, when you watch our videos of us in the hotel, like
Please,
just in the,
please spot.
yeah,
Like,
check it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You can, there are just people wandering
Yes,
around,
yes.
like, and if you're looking for it, and also in the malls and the boutiques, and my suspicion is that the places that we went are the places that people bring their bags.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is you know, when you go to Cars and Coffee, people bring their cars and drink coffee.
Yes.
This is that, but for bags, right? The little safe zones where we're at
Yeah.
is the little bubbles is
Yes.
where people are like, oh, you know what? This is where I bring my bags
Yes.
to. And
Yeah.
also, you know, they had weddings and things like that going on, so
True.
everyone's rocking out. And also, the more is more philosophy
More is more
here.
and more is more,
Just magnified to the max. So, but it's
It's
so
good for a server like us, you know. I was like,
yes,
oh, this
yes.
is
for
awesome.
people watchers. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
over
yeah.
there,
She's
like-
like, hey,
Yeah.
hey. We'll like film it. She's like, hey, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe not here in Ayutthaya, but you know, where in those little bubbles that we're in, just bags everywhere, all over the place. So
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that people are happy
hopefully
to show
Hong
them.
Kong is like this too.
Hopefully Hong Kong is. I feel like Hong Kong, you'll see it on the street though. I feel like Hong Kong, you'll see people walking around
Yeah,
streetwise
yeah. So hopefully.
in areas, not just in little bubbles, you
Yeah.
know. And that is a big difference between Europe, right? In Europe, you see people walking around on the street. You see people moving around with their Hermes bags,
Yeah.
kind of randomly, right?
Yeah.
At a restaurant, at a bistro,
Yes,
wherever.
yeah.
Whereas here, they're in little bubbles. And in the U.S., you don't really see a lot of people, especially in LA, because everyone's in their cars. Just they pull up, valet,
Yeah,
get inside.
yeah.
So unless you are at like Las Vegas, where people are actually walking around, and
Yeah.
that is one of the, I would say that's one of those bubbles where people carry their
Mm-hmm,
bags. But you can see people on the street. If you go to Beverly Hills, you see it too.
Sure.
People walking around. But then again, that's a bubble. So you don't see a lot of it in situ. You
Yeah.
just kind of see it in the bubbles. And here, maybe that's going on, and we're just biased, but there's so much, just percentage-wise,
Which is great.
way,
Like,
way
I
bigger.
love it. I
Way
love
bigger.
it, yeah.
So it's super cool. And if you are a bag spotter, if you enjoy bag spotting, I mean, this is a mecca for that.
Yeah.
All right, so that is it for our random thoughts. And the reality is, you know, and everyone does, while we are going through our Hermes capades, we kind of get ideas, right? We get these kind of thoughts that come in our head. And they don't really fit neat and nice into some of the videos that we want, but we want to share them with you because it's kind of some insight, right? It's like a kind of a deep Hermes thoughts. And I'd love to hear what you all think about that as well. If your experiences are the same, or if they've been similar, or if they're different, or if you think we're completely wrong, and whatever, right? I'm curious to see. This is just, you know, one humble handbag husband's opinion.
Plus one.
Plus one. So if you like the Hermes bag candy, we're going to have a lot. And we're going to put up some of the bag spotting ones too. But if you like the Hermes milieu, the Hermes conversation overall, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because you'll get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our short videos come out, all the stuff we got on the socials, on Instagram, at the Handbag Husband. We got new Hermes content coming out every single week. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to follow. So with that, from the beautiful ruins here at Ayutthaya, thank you and